The mountain giants are ancient beings that have roamed the highest reaches of the world since time immemorial. They are not merely creatures of myth or folklore, but a distinct and ever-present part of the natural order, intertwined with the mountains they inhabit. They are not simply passive denizens of the heights. They are active, intelligent, and integral to the balance of the world. Though little is known about their true nature, much can be deduced from the fragments of encounters, legends, and the few scholars who have dedicated their lives to studying these towering beings. The mountain giants are an enigmatic race, and their existence raises questions about the boundaries between nature, myth, and reality. The formation of the mountain giants is a phenomenon that predates recorded time, rooted in the primordial forces that shaped the world itself. Their creation is not merely the result of natural processes, but the confluence of two fundamental energies, celestial energy and earth energy. These forces, vast and opposing, collided in a unique harmony, giving rise to beings that embody the balance between the heavens and the earth. Earth energy is the lifeblood of the planet, a primal force that flows deep within its core. It is the energy of stability, endurance, and creation, responsible for the formation of mountains, the growth of forests, and the shaping of rivers and valleys. This energy pulses through the planet like a heartbeat, radiating outward from its molten core and infusing the land with vitality. It is dense, heavy, and grounding, representing the physical essence of the world. Celestial energy, on the other hand, is an ethereal force that originates from the cosmos. It is the energy of the stars, the sun, and the vast expanse of the universe. This energy is lighter, more fluid, and imbued with boundless potential. The collision between these two energies occurred during the early days of the world, a time when the planet was still young and malleable. The Earth's crust was in constant motion, and volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and tectonic shifts were commonplace. At the same time, the cosmos was alive with activity, as stars were born and died, and meteors streaked across the sky. It was in this chaotic yet fertile environment that the conditions for the mountain giants' formation were met. The collision was not a singular event, but a prolonged process that unfolded over millennia. It began when a massive surge of celestial energy, perhaps from a nearby supernova or a passing comet, interacted with the Earth energy concentrated in the planet's mountainous regions. This interaction created a unique fusion of forces, where the stability of Earth energy was tempered by the dynamism of celestial energy. The result was a rare and potent blend of power, capable of giving rise to entirely new forms of life. The first mountain giants emerged from this process as living embodiments of the fused energies. Their bodies were shaped from the earth itself, their skin a blend of stone, minerals, and organic matter. Their immense size and strength were a direct result of the earth energy that coursed through them, while their intelligence and connection to the cosmos were gifts of the celestial energy. These early giants were not merely physical beings, but also spiritual entities, deeply connected to the forces that had given them life. Each mountain giant was unique, shaped by the specific energies and conditions of the region in which it was formed. Giants born in volcanic regions, for example, were infused with the fiery energy of magma, their bodies taking on a molten, glowing appearance. Those formed in icy peaks were imbued with the cold, crystalline energy of glaciers, their forms resembling frozen stone. In this way, the giants became reflections of the landscapes they inhabited, each one a living representation of its environment. The fusion of celestial and earth energies also imbued the mountain giants with their extraordinary abilities. Their connection to the earth allows them to sense changes in the land, such as tectonic shifts or the approach of natural disasters. They can draw strength from the ground beneath their feet, using it to heal injuries or replenish their energy. Even today, the giants carry the imprint of their origins. Their bodies bear the marks of the earth, with veins of precious minerals and gemstones running through their skin. Their eyes, glowing with celestial light, reflect the stars from which they draw their inspiration. Their voices, deep and resonant, echo with the power of the mountains and the wisdom of the cosmos. The mountain giants are timeless. It is unclear whether they have a beginning or an end. Some argue that they are immortal. There are rumors of ancient giants that have slumbered for centuries, only to awaken when the balance of nature is threatened. The mountain giants are imposing figures, towering over the landscape with a presence that commands awe and respect. Their physical characteristics are a reflection of the harsh environments they inhabit. They are colossal beings, typically ranging from 30 to 50 feet in height, though some individuals are known to exceed 100 feet. Their bodies are composed of a dense, rocky substance that resembles the very stone of the mountains, giving them an almost indestructible nature. Their skin is a patchwork of rough, weathered stone, mineral veins, and moss-like growths that provide them with camouflage in their mountainous surroundings. Their faces are rugged and angular, with eyes that glimmer like molten metal, capable of seeing through the thickest mists or storms. These eyes are said to be able to peer into the very soul of any creature they gaze upon. Their mouths are wide and capable of producing deep, resonating voices that can echo across entire valleys. Their teeth are made of jagged obsidian, capable of crushing rock with ease. Their hands, too, are massive, with fingers that can easily grasp boulders or uproot entire trees. Despite their formidable appearance, the mountain giants possess a remarkable grace when navigating the rugged terrain of their homes. They are able to scale sheer cliffs and leap from peak to peak with an agility that belies their size. Their feet, though massive, are designed for stability, with thick, claw-like toes that grip the rocky surfaces of the mountains. Mountain giants are solitary creatures by nature, preferring the company of the mountains to that of other beings. They are not social creatures in the way that humans or other animals are, but they do possess a deep connection to the land and the natural world. This connection is both spiritual and physical, as the giants draw strength from the mountains they protect and, in turn, nourish the land with their presence. Though they are often perceived as aloof or indifferent, the mountain giants are not without emotion. They experience a wide range of feelings, from the quiet satisfaction of watching the sunrise over a valley to the deep sorrow of seeing their mountain homes desecrated by human activity. They are fiercely protective of their territory and will go to great lengths to ensure that it remains untouched by outsiders. However, they are not mindless brutes. Their actions are often guided by a sense of balance and harmony with the natural world. The mountain giants communicate with one another through a form of telepathy, a subtle mental connection that allows them to share thoughts and emotions across great distances. This telepathic bond is not limited to other giants. It is also extended to the land itself. They are able to sense disturbances in the earth, such as earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or the movement of tectonic plates. This ability to attune themselves to the rhythms of the planet allows them to maintain a deep understanding of the world's natural cycles. Despite their solitary nature, the mountain giants have been known to come together for certain events, such as the changing of seasons or the alignment of celestial bodies. These gatherings are rare, but when they do occur, they are awe-inspiring spectacles. The giants will stand together on the highest peaks, their massive forms silhouetted against the sky as they commune with the forces of nature and the cosmos. While the mountain giants are generally solitary beings, there is evidence to suggest that they have a loose form of society. This society is not based on traditional concepts of hierarchy or governance, but rather on a shared understanding of their role in the world and the land they protect. The giants do not build cities or villages, nor do they engage in the kinds of social activities that humans do. Instead, their society is based on a deep, unspoken bond that connects all giants. At the heart of their society is the concept of guardianship. The mountain giants are the stewards of the earth, charged with protecting the natural world from harm. They see themselves as the protectors of the peaks, the valleys, the forests, and the rivers that make up their domain. This responsibility is passed down through generations, though it is unclear whether the giants reproduce in the traditional sense, or if they are simply born from the earth itself. The eldest of the giants, known as the Stone Fathers, are the wisest and most revered members of their society. They are said to have the ability to commune directly with the spirit of the mountain, receiving visions of the past and future. The Stone Fathers are often the ones who guide the younger giants, teaching them the ancient ways of the land and the responsibilities that come with their role as guardians. While the giants do not engage in warfare or conflict with one another, they are not without their disputes. These conflicts tend to arise when one giant oversteps its boundaries or when the natural balance is threatened. When such a conflict arises, the giants will engage in a ritualistic form of combat known as the Trial of the Stones. This battle is not fought to the death, but rather as a test of strength and endurance. The combatants will face off in a series of challenges, such as lifting massive boulders, scaling cliffs, or withstanding powerful storms. The winner of the trial is granted the right to govern a particular region of the mountains, while the loser must retreat to a different part of the land. The mountain giants play a crucial role in the ecosystem of the highlands. Their immense size and strength allow them to shape the landscape, creating valleys, rivers, and caves that provide habitats for countless other creatures. They are also responsible for maintaining the balance between the various elements of nature. The giants' presence is said to influence the weather, bringing rain to parched lands or calming storms that might otherwise ravage the land. The giants are not the only creatures that inhabit the mountains, but they are the dominant force in the ecosystem. Smaller animals such as mountain goats, eagles, and snow leopards coexist with the giants, often forming symbiotic relationships with them. For example, certain species of birds are known to nest in the giant's hair-like moss, while the giants themselves benefit from the creature's presence by feeding on the plants and animals that live in their domain. The giants also have a special relationship with the trees of the mountains. The ancient groves that dot the highlands are said to be protected by the giants, who tend to the trees and ensure that they grow strong and healthy. In return, the trees provide the giants with a source of nourishment, as the giants are able to absorb the energy of the forest through their skin. Throughout history, there have been rumors of giants who have fallen from the peaks, never to be seen again. These falling giants are said to be the result of a catastrophic event, such as a massive earthquake or a cosmic disturbance. When a giant falls, it is said that the land itself mourns, and the sky is filled with dark clouds. Some believe that the falling giants are a sign of an impending disaster, while others see them as a natural part of the cycle of life and death. The falling giants are not always dead, however. Some legends speak of giants who have fallen into deep slumbers, only to rise again when the world is in need of their protection. These giants are said to be imbued with great power, their bodies reanimated by the forces of nature. When they awaken, they are capable of reshaping the land and restoring balance to the world. The mountain giants are a mysterious and awe-inspiring race, deeply intertwined with the natural world. Their origins, behaviors, and role in the ecosystem are still subjects of much speculation, but one thing is clear: they are an integral part of the world's fabric. They are the silent guardians of the peaks, the protectors of the earth, and the living embodiment of the mountains themselves. Whether they are born from the land, the stars, or some other force, their presence is a reminder of the ancient power that still pulses beneath the surface of the world. The mountain giants are not only formidable in their natural form, but they also possess a deep knowledge of the materials found in their environment, allowing them to craft weapons and armor that are as durable and awe-inspiring as they are. These giants do not rely on the tools of smaller civilizations, but instead forge their equipment from the very elements of the mountains themselves. The process of creating these weapons and armors is a sacred ritual passed down through generations, and it is said that the giants are able to imbue their creations with the power of the earth. The weapons of the mountain giants are vast, heavy, and designed for both offense and defense. Their most iconic weapon is the stone hammer, a colossal instrument forged from the hardest rock they can find in their domain. The hammerheads are typically made from a combination of granite, basalt, or obsidian, materials that are tough enough to crush rock and capable of inflicting devastating damage on any foe. These hammers are not mere blunt instruments. They are often shaped with intricate designs engraved with ancient runes that signify the giant's lineage and the power of the mountain. The process of creating a stone hammer begins with the careful selection of the perfect boulder. The giants do not use tools to break the stone. Instead, they channel their immense strength and the power of the earth to fracture the rock in precise ways. Once the boulder is split, the giant will use their own massive hands to smooth the surface, shaping the hammerhead into a rounded, almost perfectly symmetrical form. The handle is made from the thickest and strongest tree trunks, often from ancient conifers that grow only in the most remote regions of the mountains. These trunks are so dense and resilient that they are nearly as indestructible as the stone heads themselves. Another weapon favored by the mountain giants is the spear of the peak. This weapon is used primarily for long-range combat and is crafted from the tallest, strongest trees in the highlands. The spear's shaft is often coated with a layer of hardened minerals, such as flint or obsidian, making it incredibly sharp. The spearhead is sometimes carved from the bones of other ancient creatures that roam the mountains, further enhancing its lethality. The giants wield these spears with great precision, able to hurl them at incredible distances, piercing through the toughest of shields and armor. The stone fist gauntlets are another type of weapon worn by the mountain giants, primarily used in close combat. These gauntlets are made from solidified magma that has cooled over centuries, creating a hardened volcanic rock that is both heavy and incredibly sharp. The gauntlets are worn over the giant's hands, and they are capable of delivering devastating punches that can shatter entire rock formations. These gauntlets are often embedded with precious gemstones, which are said to enhance the giant's strength and provide protection from the elements. The armor worn by the mountain giants is equally formidable and is crafted with the same reverence and care as their weapons. Unlike the armor of human civilizations, which is often made from metals or leather, the armor of the mountain giants is primarily constructed from materials found in their surroundings, including stone, bone, and mineral-rich deposits. The stone plate armor is the most common form of protection used by the giants. This armor is composed of large, interlocking slabs of stone, carefully shaped and fitted together to form a protective shell around the giant's body. The stone plates are held in place by thick vines, which the giants weave into intricate patterns, ensuring that the armor is both flexible and resilient. The stone used for this armor is often infused with minerals that enhance its durability, making it nearly impervious to most forms of attack. The armor is so heavy that it can only be worn by the largest and most powerful giants, as it would be impossible for a smaller giant to move with such a burden. For more agile giants, the mossweave cloak is favored. This cloak is made from a unique type of moss that grows only on the highest peaks, where the air is thin and the winds are fierce. The moss is naturally resistant to the elements and is incredibly lightweight, allowing the giants to move freely while still providing a degree of protection. The moss is often woven into intricate patterns, with layers of protective bark and mineral deposits incorporated into the fabric. The mossweave cloak is particularly effective at camouflaging the giant in its mountainous environment, allowing them to blend seamlessly with the landscape. For more specialized combat, some mountain giants wear obsidian plate armor. This armor is made from shards of obsidian, a volcanic glass known for its sharpness and strength. The plates are carefully layered over the giant's body, and they are capable of deflecting most forms of weaponry. However, the armor is not as flexible as the stone plate armor, and it is generally reserved for giants who engage in battle with other giants or particularly dangerous creatures. The obsidian plates are often enchanted with the ancient runes of the giants, imbuing the armor with a magical aura that enhances the giant's natural strength and resilience. The process of crafting these weapons and armors is not a simple task. It requires immense strength, patience, and a deep understanding of the materials involved. The giants do not have forges or anvils in the way that humans do. Instead, they use the natural forces of the mountains to shape and forge their creations. To create a stone hammer, for example, the giant must first find a suitable boulder and use their own strength to break it down into smaller pieces. Once the hammerhead is shaped, the giant will use the heat of volcanic vents to soften the stone, allowing it to be shaped further. The final steps of the process involve the careful application of minerals and gems, which are fused into the stone using a combination of fire and earth magic. Similarly, the crafting of armor involves the careful selection of materials from the environment. The giants will often travel to the highest peaks, where the most resilient materials can be found, and then use their immense strength to carve the stone or shape the metal. The process can take months, as the giants must work with the land itself, drawing upon its power to create armor and weapons that are worthy of their stature. The diet of the mountain giants is as unique as their nature. These towering beings are not carnivores in the traditional sense, nor are they strict herbivores. Instead, they are omnivores, with a diet that is closely tied to the environment in which they live. The giants are able to absorb nutrients from a wide variety of sources, including plants, minerals, and even the energy of the earth itself. The primary food source for the mountain giants comes from the plants that grow in the highlands. The giants have a particular affinity for the skyroot tree, a rare and ancient species that grows only in the highest, most remote regions of the mountains. The roots of this tree are rich in nutrients, and the giants are able to consume them by breaking open the ground with their immense strength. The bark of the skyroot tree is also highly prized by the giants, as it contains powerful minerals that help sustain their bodies. In addition to plant life, the giants also consume large quantities of stone fruits, a type of fruit that grows on certain rock formations in the highlands. These fruits are hard and mineral-rich, and they provide the giants with the energy they need to sustain their massive size. The giants will often spend hours searching for these fruits, using their keen senses to locate them among the rocky cliffs and crags. The mountain giants are also known to consume mountain beasts, such as giant elk, mountain goats, and even the occasional snow leopard. These creatures are often hunted by the giants, who will track them across the vast expanses of the highlands. The giants do not hunt for sport. Rather, they do so to maintain the balance of the ecosystem and ensure that the population of mountain creatures remains in check. However, there are times when the giants must turn to more desperate measures. In the rarest of circumstances, when food is scarce and the land is barren, the mountain giants will resort to eating humans. This is not a practice they take lightly, as the giants generally avoid humans and view them as fragile and weak. However, when their hunger becomes overwhelming and there are no other alternatives, the giants will hunt humans in the same way they hunt other creatures of the mountain. These encounters are few and far between, as the giants are generally content to live in isolation, far from human settlements. When such an event occurs, it is often seen as a tragic necessity, a reminder of the harsh realities of the mountain world. Despite these rare instances of cannibalism, the giants are not inherently malevolent toward humans. They are by nature solitary and reclusive, preferring to avoid contact with the smaller, more fragile races. The mountain giants view humans as part of the natural world, but they are not an essential part of their diet. They are far more likely to sustain themselves on the bounty of the earth than to turn to human flesh. The mountain giants are an ancient and enigmatic race with a deep connection to the land they inhabit. Their weapons and armor are as awe-inspiring as their size, and their diet reflects the harsh and unforgiving nature of their environment. Though they are capable of great violence when necessary, they are not creatures of malice, and they generally avoid human contact. The giants remain a powerful and enduring presence in the mountains, guardians of the earth who live in harmony with the natural world, always watching over the peaks and valleys they call home.